Pictures of real or imaginary historical events aren't new. A medieval war in Italy. Columbus in America. Or even the fall of man. All made after the event, and usually long after. How long did this take to paint? Did the artist rely on second or third or fourth hand reports and descriptions? It was when I was looking at a woodblock illustration in Le Monde Illustré that it struck me that the Paris Commune was one of the first and most important political and social events to be documented by pictures made at the time and on the spot. They had to be. They met the demand from the new illustrated magazines, which had sprung up after the middle of the century. They were hungry for pictures to illustrate contemporary happenings. A word on the technology. Photos were increasingly common, but the camera of that time couldn't catch movement. Anything moving became a blur. So most of the images were either line drawings or woodcut engravings. Well, they sound a big operation, but starting with a good artist's sketch on the spot, craftsmen, maybe a team of them, cut a wood block to print from, and the pictures could be seen in a magazine next day. Obvious question. Could one trust them? Well, can one trust photographs? I stopped trusting them the day I found out that the most famous photo of World War II, a spontaneous group action, was a set piece, rehearsed more than once. I think the craftsmen felt the wind of change and had to prove they could be as objective as the new technology. Most of the ones I've been able to check were remarkably honest. Of course, where there's two versions, we've got a problem. It's only my guess, but I'd suggest a belated editor saw this in the magazine and quickly got hold of an artist, not a very good one, he didn't know much about elephants' legs, to do something similar and liven it up a bit. Another problem's the fully professional, truly painstaking woodblock. We'll come back to this one, allegedly a session of the Commune, and try to explain why it's evidence of the hatred the Commune evoked in some quarters, and how we know that it's a master forgery. And as for trusting photographs, here, from the time of the Commune itself, a mass execution. Look carefully. If the soldiers at the back had fired, they'd have killed all the ones at the front. But most important, what's the point at all of pictures for a history of a political event? Well, now the Commune was a great social event too. But no, there are 2 points. First, a selfish purpose, one's own pleasure. If the pictures exist and are reasonably faithful, they can create a sense of presence, of being there, stronger than any words alone. One may get a feeling of inhabiting for a time another period, other places. Yes, one might be a solo refuge for a family and their friends. And then they can throw light on the written word, make us revise the way we saw an event. Look, barricade photos. Paris was under siege by the Prussian army. What more natural than barricades? That's the usual mental context. But hang on. This sketch is by an Englishman living in Paris who drew in his diary. It could be in the street where he lived. And it's dated 18th of March, 1871. But Paris had been under siege since the previous September. The 18th of March, 1871 was the day the Commune came into existence. So, another dated picture, a painting this time. The local people were building, desperately, barricades not against the Prussians, but against French soldiers, loyal to the government and attacking the Commune. We see this and perhaps many other barricades in a new time frame. I've still not said a word on the Paris Commune. How did it come about? And what did it do? Well, now, we'll go. No, not to Paris quite yet, to the countryside of France, and a number of phantom motor cars.